Good evening, everyone, and welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated backyard superstar Tim Vicious. And, well, before we go and start talking about Survivor Series, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself and my client, Bronx Bitch Forever on the Twitter machine, we would like to make the following statement to one Nick Meltzer McGee at PW Smart Talk. Loser! Nick, you had the temerity and the audacity to challenge me. You put out that bet. Now, for those that aren't aware of what the bet actually was, Nick McGee made the challenge. If Team Authority were to win at Survivor Series, both he and Joshua Smith, which, Josh, trust me, you got a date with a cheese grater soon enough, boy. If they won, then they would get to host episode 100, the crowning jewel of this show. I have put so much work into this show for all of you. Not me, but you. And Nick said if Team Cena won, he would kindly just walk away. Well, Nick. Like I said, you had the temerity and the audacity to challenge me. Do you not know on who I am right now? I am one of the most strategic minds in this sport. And yet you still felt it necessary to come up to me. I have a strategic mind that rivals some of the greats, such as the Grand Wizard, Bobby Heenan, even the man I grew up idolizing, Paul Heyman. You are truly a fool's fool, Nick. So on behalf of not just myself and my client, but everyone else that watches this show, allow me to excuse me, I'm getting a little choked up here. Allow me to give you a proper send-off in the way only wrestling fans would. Na 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 na. Na 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 na, hey, hey, goodbye. And now we're talking about Survivor Series. Folks, I don't know about any, hands down, this was by far their best pay-per-view they had since SummerSlam. I absolutely loved it. It was good. Couple matches were here and there that I didn't like, but the overall feel and the atmosphere of the show was great. Now, I didn't catch all of the pre-show, so I didn't see Fun Salsa Dancer, but from what I've seen, circling around, I didn't really miss much. So I did catch up to when Cesaro wound up going against Swagger, which it kind of made me scratch my head. Why are you gonna have Swagger come out and do the pre-show where he's physically strong enough to compete on the pre-show, but not so on the main event when he was taken out of that spot? You know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Swagger and Cesaro gave a very good match, and if that was a lead-in to what was going to be on later in the night, they did a fantastic job. Now, I absolutely loved it. Yeah, Swagger, he got the win, and next night on Raw, he wound up showing he's still good, strong, and dominant, because he wound up going and attacking Rusev, after Rusev was refusing to want to go and, do the proper U.S. thing. And I'm not going to get into too much detail because that'll spoil main event as well as some other stuff during the show. So yeah. Next, so yeah, now the pay-per-view officially starts after their match, and they started out with a really long promo with Vince, Steph, and Hunter, and they threw they threw Cena in there also, and yeah, it felt more like it was an opening for Raw than it did for a pay-per-view. You know, I mean, I got no problem if they're gonna cut a promo to start a pay-per-view. You know, I mean, like you have the Authority come out, talk about on how much is on the line, and then, you know, then go to the show. But this just really felt way too drawn out. Yeah. Kind of pressed for time, so I'm getting my first cup of the day in while I'm recording this for you. Work with me, folks. Next matchup. First matchup. Yeah, should say. Fatal 4-way tag match. Dust Brothers, Usos, Matadors, Miz and Mizdow. First off, Stardust came out. He's now got red paint, and the star's a little thinner. He's got black and gold trunks, but with little red highlights. He comes off, it looks really good on him with that, you know. I kind of like it. Yeah, I know some people are saying, are dissing the red, but I like it. But anyways, the match itself, oh my god, it was beautiful. Can we not have tag team matches like this on a regular, consistent basis? I mean, just aside from it being a fatal 4-way match, because, you know, personally, and this is the old school in me, you know, if you're going to do a fatal 4-way tag match, they should be elimination matches, you know. Have each team come off looking strong, saying, this one took out this guy, this one took out this guy, this one took out that guy, now they're the champs. And aside from that, it can also build up a good feel because, let's just say, because, you know, you could wind up taking out the champs right off bat, and then you could build up more hype in that match just to say, well, we're going to have a new champion no matter what the outcome of this match is now. You know? But yeah, I absolutely love this. You know, I really hope we can get some good tag team matches like this down the road. You know, this felt like real good, proper booking, more so than anything. And yeah. Now, on how the ending came, after big brouhaha, everyone was winding up going at each other. Next thing you know, one of the Usos climbed up to the top to go do a body splash before he jumped off. Miz tagged himself, got in there, hit the skull crushing finale, wound up having so much momentum after that he flew back into the corner. Mizdow tagged himself in, crowd went nuts. And then he went over and got the pin. 1, 2, 3. So technically, Mizdow got the winning fall. And now we got new tag champs. Miz and Mizdow, absolutely love that idea. You know, if anything, my big thing, I'm hoping they wind up doing like a good proper thing, because as much as I would like to see a long title reign with them, you know, booking wise, it would be a bad idea. Have them be a short reign champion. Have them hold it until the pay-per-view, drop the titles then, and then Miz and Mizdow start feuding then. And have Mizdow go and do his own thing. Because that would be perfect. You know? I mean, that would be a good way to handle the booking for that. Next up, the ST Divas Survivor Series match. It is Paige, Cameron, Summer Rae, and Layla versus Natty, Emma, and Alicia. Or Natty, Emma, Naomi, and Alicia. Now, I wound up putting it out there earlier that day on my, on that whole Facebook gimmick. Yeah, which, by the way, again, you can look for me, Tim Ash. Also have Tim Vicious as my alternative. And I don't use my real name because I still believe in kayfabe, damn it. But, yeah, you have Foxy, who's been running as a solid heel since Paige's first title reign. And you have her teaming with the baby faces. Makes 0 sense, character-wise. Obviously, we all know Foxy's one of those girls that they can bounce back and forth with whenever needed, but it doesn't feel good character-wise. It just feels like they're throwing whatever against the wall and see what sticks. You know? And I've made this abundantly clear before. It's a bad idea considering since, you know, they got 30-plus writers. You know, you're telling me none of them can figure this kind of an idea out. You know, you don't need 30 writers. All you need, simple, you get 2 writers. If you want to have if you still want to keep all of those 28 other people there, have them all be part of a think tank. Think, you know, bounce ideas off of each other. After you come up with a short little idea, hand the papers to the writers, boom, alright, make a show off of this now. That would be a good idea, because trust me, there are a ton of people, you know, I'm not saying I would be a good writer, because I'm horrible at putting my thoughts down on paper. That's why I do this show. You know, I think I'm still a little punch drunk. Took one too many shots to the head when I was in the ring. But, yep, bouncing ideas though, you know, like that would work a lot better. Now, as far as what this match went, I was not fully happy with it. You know, I didn't really like this whatsoever. And I could tell this match wasn't going to end well at the fact that Michael Cole wound up doing "Girl, bye" right off bat when Cameron came out. And yeah, that wasn't a sign of good. Yep, but the only good thing that was out of this match was Tyson Kidd's Twitter feed. That was him taking a whole bunch of selfies, you know, during the match, talking about on how he was coaching them. And yeah, Natty's team, her team wound up getting the win. They eliminated everyone. Didn't really feel all that good, especially considering the last person eliminated was Paige. You know, I mean, at the very least, what they should have done with Paige, you know, have her take out 1, maybe 2 other girls, just to still make her look strong. You know, have her fight tooth and nail with the 3rd one, and then the 3rd one just do like a miraculous Cena thing. You know, hit 2 or 3 moves and then get the win. So that way it still makes Paige look strong, saying, well, she put up a strong fight until the very end, but still okay to take a loss. That would have worked a lot better. But, yeah. Next up, Ambrose versus Wyatt, and this was one of the best matches of the night, if not the match of the night. You know, it was just beautiful. These two guys got such good chemistry together. You know, this right here shows that even though a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, shit on the product, and I'm not one to argue because I do also, but you know, I kind of ease my conscience because I go by the philosophy, shit on the product, but have an idea to make it better, hence the show. But this shows that their future is in good, capable hands. Because, oh my God almighty, what a show this match was. You know, it was like seeing 2 technical wizards go out there and just throwing it all to the wind and just straight up brawling. and it was just beautiful, you know, and seeing the different kind of counters that they were doing with each other. You know, it was ones that you don't really see a whole lot, like, you know, like going and pulling bending the fingers, biting, headbutting, you know, things like that. It was so nice. And how the match came to an end, you know, them two, they were going at it for a while, and next, you know, Wyatt crawls out under the ring, grabs a mic. Didn't have to be this way, Dean. We could have had the world. And then he just grabs a chair, tosses it in, looks at him and was like, come on, Dean, hit me! Hit me! You know, a lot like in the same way what he did with Cena at WrestleMania. Difference between Cena and Ambrose, though, was that match, Cena's character was on the line in that one. So obviously, he wasn't going to go and do it. With this one, giving Ambrose a chair was pretty much the equivalent of giving plutonium the doctor no. So yeah, Ambrose, wham, went to town with the chair, tossed it at him, threw it at him, you know, and that went under the ring, started tossing a shit ton more. It was like the ECW chair incident. And kids, if you don't know what the ECW chair incident is, 1, you're too young. 2, you don't know your history. And 3, look that shit up. Obviously, after you're done watching the show, of course. While you're down there writing in your complaints in the comment box, please subscribe. And after he got done throwing in a bunch of chairs, he grabbed a table, laid Wyatt out on the table, smashed him through that one, went to go do another one, grabbed a ladder, climbed up it, and was just like, yeah! You know, and obviously that was a lead into excuse me, TLC. And I know a lot of people are shitting on the idea that that was a huge lead-in. Folks, so the fuck what? These guys are given 5-star performances. They could go and get a skywriter to go and do it, to telegraph on what kind of match they're going to have. As long as they're given a good performance, does it really matter? I mean, seriously. I know you can't please everyone, but, you know, you should at least be able to make the Smarky McSmarkertons, you know, happy. But apparently you can't. Next up, it was an impromptu tag match. Slater Gator versus Adam Rose and the Bunny. Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the idea at first of Rose and the Bunny, because, you know, it was making me laugh. You know, you all have seen it on here more times than I can count. I would laugh so hard I'd start to get all teary-eyed. Not really so much anymore. It's just like, ugh. You know? I mean, Rose is now coming off as that douchey guy at a party that's like, it's almost bedtime. We gotta head home. You know, or something like that. I mean, it's, ugh. You know? But yeah, this match, or you can even say a match, completely sucked. Bunny was in there the whole time. He got the win. Next thing you know, Rose is just like, oh? What? Oh, okay. I guess I'll just go and get more guy liner. You know, happy to see that Rose got called to the main roster. Yeah, if they're going to have him do a heel turn, have him turn heel, attack everyone on the Exotic Express, and then say, I'm done partying and doing this Adam Rose bit. For now on, call me by my real name, and then have him go with a heel Leo Kruger. I mean, I think that would work, you know, because it's almost in the same manner of like when Morrison did "My name's not Johnny Nitro, I'm John Morrison." You know, something along those lines, I think. Next up, it's, well, the Adam Rose match was more of a match. AJ versus the Bella that got the boob job. So they're both in the ring, staring each other tensely, just as they're getting ready to go at each other. What happens? Goat Cheese wound up climbing up onto the apron with the title like, oh yay. And AJ went over. What the hell? Huh? And then she goes and plants one on her. And yes, plants one on her. So folks, I guarantee that every 14-year-old that watched this show all had the mindset of, well, they had a lesbian kiss on this show, so this is obviously the best pay-per-view ever. In which case, me personally, I'm old school and I like my wrestling and my porn separated. If I wanted them meshed together, I would have wound up going into a crazed hallucinogenic-like state and bought the one where China winds up getting an orgy in the middle of a ring. Obviously, I haven't, so I don't. But yeah, after that, after Swiss Cheese wound up doing that, AJ turned around, wham, got hit with an elbow, got the finisher, and then got hit with a finisher, and then 1, 2, 3. And yeah. So now the one with the boob job is now the champ. So apparently the whole any girl on the reality show rule is no longer in effect. Next up, main event time. You know, and I put it out there on Twitter right as the match was about to start. Time to nut up or shut up. Nick, time to see if your little boy toys can go up against my client Soldier of Fortune. And Nick, did you really think that just because you put me in a corner saying that I would have to cheer for Cena for him to win, that I wouldn't have taken that bet? Because if that was the case, you really are a fool, man. Because if I gotta shake hands with the devil to do the Lord's work, trust me, I will do it, and I will do it with a grin on my face. Because I will do what needs to be done. And Nick, you are an advocate, just as I am, so you know as well as I do. It's a tough job. But you see, the difference between you and me, we both looked into the abyss. And when it looked back, you blinked. Time for the main event, though. Team Cena, Team Authority. Now, Authority came out first. Next up, Team Cena. Yeah, and it was a really good feel for this match. I was ecstatic with the fact that they were actually giving a Survivor Series match the main event spot. Now, I just wish they would have more Survivor Series matches on the show instead of just 2. You know, at least have there be like 3 Survivor Series matches. You know, have one focused main event, have one women's, and then you can have the other. And I'm not the only one that had this idea. Have be Team NXT versus Team WWE, so that way you could say the future is right here, going head on in the WWE. Something like that. Not gonna name guys on who I'd like on there, but I think we all know on who I would go with. You know? Owens! Excuse me. Allergies. Anyways, talking about the main event match. My ADD's kicking in pretty bad, so started out the match with Big Show and Henry in the ring. Next you know, Henry just comes right over, show, decks him. Within seconds, takes Henry out. So now, and that was a good call. You know, have Henry get forced out early, or not even so much Henry, but just one of the authorities guys forced out early to put pressure on them. You know, next up now the match is getting good. It's getting interesting. Folks, I'm not going to lie, I don't remember the orders of the eliminations. I just remember the match and the highlights of it, and, you know, it was really good. You know, and when Rusev got eliminated, it happened in a way I wound up picturing in my head, because they're not going to mess with him being with the undefeated. You know, with the whole undefeated bit that they got going for him. So, what they did, they had him get a count out. And I knew that was going to happen. He's going to get either a count out or a DQ, and they're just going to play that Rusev has never taken a pinfall loss or a submission loss. You know, it's not on what you say, it's on how you say it. And if they phrase it in something like that, then it still comes off with that vibe that he's still undefeated. Now, on how Rusev wound up getting eliminated, he pretty much tossed Ziggler around like he's Ziggler, you know. He gets thrown around like he's in a meat grinder on a consistent basis in almost every match. Not knocking Ziggler, just saying that's on how he works and how he sells. Kudos to you on that, Dolph. He laid Ziggler out on the Spanish table, got up on the regular table, running start. It was like seeing one of those big kids go into a cannonball. Cannonball! Boom! Table. Dolph moved out the way, table imploded. Ref was doing the count. Dolph got in just in time to avoid getting counted out. Rusev got eliminated. Now Cena, he did put in some good work in the match. Was actually pretty okay, and impressed with his performance. Ryback, the sooner he got sent out of there, the better. I was so happy Fuck Knuckle got kicked out and tossed to the back. And then Cena was in, you know, Cena and Big Show were in, staring down Harper, Kane, and Seth. Big Show and John Cena, ready to go, and then Big Show, deck Cena. Really? Did anyone else not see this? I mean, legitimately, and somebody put this picture out there. Somebody put a picture out there showing this. Big Show has had a consecutive amount of 24 heel to face turns since his time with WWE. And that's including that going from when he started up until he left and then came back again. And, man, seriously, did anyone else not see this coming? Big Show betraying his teammates. Wow, that's almost as shocking as seeing Cena beat insurmountable odds. Nick, that was your plan B. That totally failed. After Big Show decked Cena, Cena got eliminated, and Big Show just walked to the back and got counted out. So now it was 3-on-1. Those three guys against Dolph Ziggler, and the second that happened, everyone was just like, because now this was like, holy shit, this is high tense situation time now. And they worked him good. They worked Ziggler good, man. Ziggler, though, you know on how, like, the mobs have, like, ways on how the mobs and biker clubs and all, you know, they'll make or patch someone in, you know, like on somebody getting made or they get patched in. This was pretty much Ziggler's initiation to get made. Because Ziggler, well, he lived up to his fucking gimmick and stole the fucking show. You know, he took out Harper. He took out Kane. He went toe-to-toe with Seth like you thought them two were main eventing WrestleMania and it was going to be the last WrestleMania on God's green earth. They put every last ounce of blood, sweat, and tears into that. Next thing you know, just as Ziggler is about to get the 3. 1, 2, ref gets pulled out by Hunter. Hunter winds up going ballistic on Ziggler. And then boom. Who comes out? Who winds up making a surprise? Who winds up making a surprise entrance? None other than Sting. And if your head didn't wind up pretty much exploding at the moment that Sting walked out, I don't know whether to say you're not a real wrestling fan or if you are, or if you just have no idea of surprises and, you know, appreciation. Because Sting, let's just think about this for a minute. Sting was the guy that, he was WCW's homegrown guy. Spent his entire career never once walking into a WWE ring. And now he's there. And man, once he walked into the ring, just the stare down and the tension between Sting and Hunter, it was great. You know, it was almost like you could see Sting, and you could just hear Sting going, "Hello, terrorizing. We meet again." And yeah, next, them two stare at each other, circle each other around the ring for a bit, and then next thing you know, Sting, bam, scorpion death drop, takes out Hunter, and then Sting just grabs Dolph, tosses him on top of Seth, and then just walks away. That was beautiful. The only thing I can truly say I kind of had a little, didn't really like, was Sting's music. Preferred his old WCW dun, 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 one. Yeah, but beggars can't be choosers. The fact is, been fucking wanting this for a while, ever since knew that they got him in there. And I'm calling it now, folks. They're gonna wind, if they're more than likely gonna book Sting versus Hunter at Mania 31. If not at 31, then, you know, probably at the Rumble then, between them two, just to settle this. You know, because it's still fresh in everyone's mind. The only way that they're going to be able to keep this until Mania is they let Hunter and Steph die down, and then Sting come out, get ready to cut a promo, and then Hunter come out. But enough on that. Dolph was just on top of Seth, got the 1, 2, 3, and Dolph got the fucking win. Like I said, that man is now officially made. He is now a made man. If, you know, if Dolph, he doesn't even have to have a title now. You know, Dolph just simply shows, you know, you need a good, you need that spot filled on the card to make a good match. Well, shit, I'm the guy to go to. He's always been that guy. But now he's guaranteed made as that guy. Which is what I like. And I am, oh my God almighty. You know, Dolph doesn't even need to win any titles. You know, Jake Roberts said it best. You work it hard enough, you don't need a title. But yeah, that's it for that show. That's it for the pay-per-view. Yeah, not really much followed up with that on Raw. It was the Authority came out on Raw, gave their farewell address saying how the WWE is going to wind up going down the toilet within like 2 to 3 weeks without them. We only did what we needed to. You can hate and victify and boo us all you want, but we know what we did and what we needed to do. And then out came Daniel Bryan. Yes, Daniel Bryan wound up getting in Hunter's face, yesing, like that, and then said, I am in charge tonight, and then wound up booking a whole bunch of different matches. And at the end, we wound up getting the bloop, bloop thing from the Raw computer, and now we gotta hear Cole yelling, and I quote again, saying next week's gonna be Cyber Monday. So, really nice way to plug in Cyber Monday with the internet deals, guys. Anyways, that's it for this week's show. So like all normal, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch the other episodes. Look for me on Twitter at TimVicious. Make sure y'all check out my backup account, Tim_Vicious. I don't really go on there that one that much. I kind of use it to help promote the show. I will get on there though when my regular account is suspended. Also, folks, don't forget to follow all of these cool ass cats right here on Twitter, Vicky Earls. I am Danny Sunday. Also, don't forget to check out Vicky's YouTube channel, Monkey Morse, Axel Mulligan. Make sure y'all check out Axel's show on YouTube, Axel's Analysis. Sunday Segway, Sinfully Sabrina, Cranky Grandpa, Legion Lady Aaron, Ava Ben, Just a Stupid Mark. I would say check out Ollie Ben and Mass Mark's TNA Turnaround, but TNA is on a bit of a hiatus, so check out Ollie Ben's YouTube page and see what they're making, because now Ollie Ben is no more. He's now the bastard son of Kamala, and now known as Kamali, doing the Paint and Mask show. And also, Bronx Bitch Forever, who is my star client. And yes, Nick, like I said, me and my client, we would like to extend our wishes to you and wish you the best of luck in all future endeavors. And Nick, I hope the unemployment line's not that long. And like I always tell y'all, you love me, great, you hate me, fuck yous.